Hi everybody, welcome into the Heineken ESPN FC Boot Room. I am Max Bretos. Pleasure to be joined by U.S. Women's National Team forward Alex Morgan. Well, the draw happened recently. I'd love to get you saw it come up. The big notable thing was that you're in the group again with Sweden, who's also coached by former U.S. Women's National Team coach Pia Sundhage. So when you think about the Swedes and the challenge they provide, how did you approach that?
Well, that was no surprise that we got Sweden. I mean,
it's like clockwork.
Yeah, we either get Sweden or Colombia. Colombia's not in this World Cup. They didn't qualify, so I mean, we just knew that was going to be Sweden. Knowing them pretty well, we pretty much play them every year, and obviously them getting the better of us in the Olympics in 2016. We're really looking forward to this group stage game, and obviously it's going to be a good battle for us because they're a pretty physical team and they're pretty good tactically as well, as we saw in 2016.
That loss in the Rio Olympics kind of changed the way the women's national team was built. Is that fair? Is a fair assumption about how you're going to approach to teams that kind of defend?
Definitely after that tournament, it was like a reboot of everything. I think it was just like reassessing the team, the coaches, just our style and like tactics, how we approach each game. It was a good wake-up call for us, bowing out the earliest we've ever bowed out in the Olympics. We don't ever want something like that to happen again. It was.
I can see it in your eyes. It still
was devastating. It was heartbreaking. But yeah, just looking. That's why I say these last years were so slow, excruciating.
Right.
Because you never want to end a tournament like that. So we're really looking forward to these next 6 months and leading up into the World Cup.
That probably says a lot why you've been so successful over the big picture here. So you enter this World Cup as the reigning champs. Ranked #1, did not lose in 2018. I imagine that gives you a lot of confidence. So where do you think that confidence level right now is for the group?
We're feeling really good. I think we're building momentum, but I think the greatest thing about 2018 and being undefeated was that our schedule was incredibly difficult. Jill, she wanted us to face different opponents, different styles of play, and she wanted us to be challenged. And so for us to come out of 18 undefeated, I think says a lot about the character of this team, and obviously the youth of the team just stepping up in big moments was great as well, because I'd say our team is the youngest that we've ever had in terms of maybe not age, but in caps, definitely. I think the average caps among the team is probably around 30 or 40, and that's very different from before.
No triple digits like
yeah, just a couple of us now.
Well, Alex, you've scored 18 goals in 19 games. You've won U.S. Soccer Player of the Year. Do you feel you're playing the best football/soccer of your career?
I think thus far, I would have to say yes. And I think up to this point, I've been like, oh, there's better and there's more I can give, and I still feel that. But I'm really happy with where I am and with what I'm able to give to the team right now.
You feel like there's a little bit left in the ceiling there?
Absolutely, yeah.
A lot, maybe. You feel?
Well,
that's going to terrify your opponents.
What I want is to be peaking in the World Cup. You know, that's the thing on our minds, obviously, for the team. But I think there's a little bit more for me to give. I think there's a little more fine-tuning, and so I love the off season because I get to work on exactly what I feel like I need.
Do you know how many international goals you've scored?
I think that, yes, I do. I've scored 98.
That's pretty close to 100.
100's
100's a magic number.
Yeah.
What would it mean? I mean, because there's some great ones that have hit those triple digits. What would it mean to you?
I mean, it'd be great, you know, obviously to be, to just be with that group of players who have hit the 100 mark, and it doesn't come by often in the men's or women's game, and so, yeah, it'd be an incredible honor.
All right, and we look forward to seeing you next summer in France. Women's national team looking to defend their World Cup title. Alex Morgan, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.